Hey guys. Okay, so I have decided to start keeping a movie and book journal or no, sorry, a movie journal that's like my book journal, because I realized that I wanted to be able to keep track of the movies and TV shows that I watch the same way that I do with my books. And so I started this little journal here, and in it, it's mainly just going to be reviews, and it's going to be reviews of stuff that I watch every month, and I'm also going to start doing wrap-up videos for what I watch every month. I'm not going to do to-be-watched videos because that is, I kind of randomly select what I watch every month. The only time when it's pre-planned is if I'm watching a book-to-movie adaptation of a book that I've just read, or if there's something in theaters that I want to see. And I have tried to film this a few times, and it's been too long every single time. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to tell you what the film is, what I thought of it, but I'm not really going to do a synopsis. And then if you want a synopsis of what the film is about, just leave a comment down below and I will let you guys know. And I'm sorry that I have to do it this way, but the videos were getting way too long. Like, the one that I just did was like 15 minutes long, and I still had like 3 or 4 films to go. So, yeah. Let's get started, shall we? Okay, the first film I watched was Nebraska. This came out earlier this year, and it was Oscar nominated, which is why I wanted to see it, and unfortunately, I was massively disappointed. I gave this film a 3 out of 5. I thought the acting was very good, but the writing of the characters was not good, in my opinion. To me, there were only 3 or 4 redemptive characters in this entire movie. Every other character was crazy, selfish, vindictive, really mean-spirited. So, and like, I feel like it was all meant to be funny, but to me it didn't come off as funny. It came off as me feeling bad for the dad, the older main character who the movie's focus is on. That he had all of these people basically laughing at him and trying to steal his money, and it was very upsetting. So I did not like that movie, unfortunately. But again, I thought that the acting was really good. So yeah, if you want to know what the movie is actually about, shoot me a comment down below, and I will let you know. Next is Marilyn Hotchkiss's Ballroom Dance and Charm School. I completely loved this movie. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I mean, a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It had Robert Carlyle and Marissa Tomei, and also John Goodman, and it was just so freaking endearing. And the structure of this movie was so cool because originally, this was a short film that they had made in 1990, I think. And then, when they made this film in 2005, they decided, oh, we want to make a feature-length film out of this little short film. So what they did is they sliced up or chopped up the short film and used that as flashbacks for the new film. And another thing that I thought was really cool is the kid who plays the main male character in the short film also makes an appearance in the feature-length film. That's what the word I was looking for. In the feature-length film as a completely different character, obviously, because it's set, I think, 40 years later. But, yeah, so you get to see him when he's like 12 as this completely different character, and then when he's like 30, I think, as this new character, and it was very cool to me. And the cinematography and the way that they structured this film in general was just perfect. They did this lighting really well for, like, all the depressing parts. Anytime where a character was depressed or it was meant to be a very sad scene, the entire room had this grayish tint, but there was light coming in from a window, and it was just, oh my gosh, it was so good. I loved it. So, yeah, that was an amazing film. It was beautifully made, and also the acting was just really good, and the overall story was very endearing. So, yeah, that was a good movie. Really enjoyed it. Again, if you want to know what it's about, shoot me a comment. Please. Okay, next up we have The Boxcar Children, which was also released earlier this year, and it's basically just a animated film adaptation of the book series that came out years and years ago. It's a very old book series, and it's set in the 30s, I want to say, and I think that's also when it was originally published. Yeah, but it's set in the 30s, I think, and this was just a really cute, sweet movie. It was very adorable. It's basically these orphans who their parents die, and they are afraid of their grandfather, so they don't want to go live with him, so they run away, and they come across this old boxcar and decide to make it their home, and it was just really cute. A very, very cute, good family movie. And I love movies about kids that are set in not olden times, but yeah, I guess it is pretty much. And this was in the 30s, so I really enjoyed it. And then next we have What Dreams May Come. This was from '98, and it has Robin Williams in it and Cuba Gooding Jr., and this was really good. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I started crying 20 minutes in and didn't stop pretty much for the rest of the film, because it's just, it was so good. It made me cry a lot. It was kind of strange. I feel like with this one I do have to explain what it's about, and basically, Robin Williams has a wife and 2 children who he loves very much, and his 2 children end up dying in a car accident, and then 4 years later he dies by being hit by a car, and so he goes to the afterlife, and at first he's just trying to make sure that his wife is okay back on Earth, and then he starts to try to find his children, and then he finds out that his wife has now died, which I'm not going to say how, because that's a very important part of the film, that you need to watch it for yourselves. But, so then he starts looking for his wife, in the afterlife as well, and, the reason why I had to give this a 4 is because it's an interpretation of heaven and hell, and while parts of it were really cool, some bits of it were just too bizarre for me to wrap my head around, which it was just a thing for me personally. Other people may consider that to be a really cool part of the film, and I mean, parts of it were really interesting, but other parts I was like, how does that even work? Like, there were parts of it that were just too weird to me. But aside from that, I thought that it was a very beautiful movie, and the acting was great. Next, I saw Lincoln, which came out in 2012, and this is basically just about the end of the Civil War and about the end of Lincoln's life, the last 6 months. And the acting was amazing. Daniel Day-Lewis's performance as Lincoln was great, and also Tommy Lee Jones as Thaddeus Stevens was so good. Sally Field is also really good as Mary Todd Lincoln, but I am not a Sally Field fan in general, so meh. But yeah, the film itself was just really well done. So yes, I did, however, have to give it a 4 out of 5 instead of a 5 this time. The first time I saw it, I gave it a 5. But then the second time I saw it, I realized that there are parts of it that are a bit slow, and seem to drag. But aside from that, really good. Next, I saw The Four Feathers, which was done in 2002. And I saw the original 1939 adaptation when I was in college for my history on film class, and that film made me fall in love with the story. But then this 2002 remake, I really liked the acting and the not the acting, I liked the cast and the war sequences better. The war sequences, it's just because they have, like, better ways of doing special effects and stuff now than they did in 1939. And as far as the cast goes, I didn't have anything against the original cast. I thought that they did a great job, but this cast of people is just people that I know really well, as far as their acting careers go, like Heath Ledger and Kate Hudson and Wes Bentley, people that I've seen before, so I already know that I really like their work. And yeah, it was a really good film, I think. Watch it, and again, if you want to know what it's about, shoot me a comment down below. And then the last one that I saw this month was Far From the Madding Crowd. The book is by Thomas Hardy, and this is the 98 adaptation with Paloma Beza and Nathaniel Parker. I really loved this adaptation. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5, same rating as Marilyn Hotchkiss, or as that movie, and this was just a really well done adaptation. The acting was great. What was I gonna say? The structure was really well done because they structured it literally scene by scene the exact same way as it is in the book. So it was a very faithful adaptation, and the only problem that I had with it that I had to dock it just 0.5, well, actually 2 problems. The actor who plays Mr. Boldwood, in the book, Mr. Boldwood is supposed to be like 40 or 41, and Nigel Terry plays him in this adaptation. No offense to Nigel Terry, I don't know how old he was when this film was made, but he looks like he's about 60 when the film is made, and he's supposed to be playing a 40-year-old, and that just didn't, there was a disconnect there, like, he just looked too old to be playing that part. So, yeah, that bothered me, and then also, they changed the dialogue just a little bit in a very important scene towards the end that didn't, mess up the overall, like, it didn't mess up what happened afterwards, but it did mess up the tone of the scene, I thought. Like, to me, it changed what the tone of the scene was. So that kind of bothered me a little bit, but aside from that, I really enjoyed that adaptation to the point where I might actually buy it. I'm not really sure. So, yeah, I really liked that overall. And, yeah, those were the movies that I saw this month. Again, if you would like more in-depth synopsises, let me know down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know what you think of this idea. Let me know if you would actually like synopsises in these videos, and then I'll just split them into 2 parts, or, you know, let me know if you want more detail in anything else, and again, I might split them into 2 parts if you like them or dislike them. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.